Been making a little bit of progress. Got a tab in here, got some lower tabs in here, and yeah, got some shocks on there. And you just saw me cycle the thing in that little video there for the very first time. So pretty sick. Still got obviously quite a bit of work. I got the whole other side to get on there. Still got to finalize some other stuff, and might actually, you know, essentially this allowed me to cycle the thing for the very first time with stuff in an actual fixed position, you know, not just kind of guessing and guesstimating some spots. And now that I did that, I am a little bit off on that lower one back there, so I'm gonna redesign some tabs, but that's part of the process. That's why we do it this way and cycle. And you know, I'm still gonna be cycling this thing a whole bunch, but for right now, I'm very happy with getting to this point, getting the engine cage. I just have that tacked in, but it is tacked in position, and now we're able to steering. Ooh, let's see if I can one-handed. Everything is so tight and stiff because it's all brand new, so kind of hard to, there we go. Steering, you can see clearances. That swinger comes all the way over. This is not going to come, you know, down from that point. This body is fixed. This is drooped right now, so you know this will come up, but this will move on an arc. This comes around here and clearances that. So yeah, very happy with all that and how it's looking. You can see shocks. I do need to get a coil in here now next too, so I can actually see, like, with a coil all in here, what it's gonna look like. Get the bottom retainer in here. Measuring with a tape measure, there's enough clearance on this back beam pivot here for, you know, this is fully drooped out. So anyways, I'm rambling with that. Now though, you probably can hear in the background, I'm talking a little loud, is my converter. My mill's on right now, and that is because I started working on a project of working on brakes for this. So using an aftermarket Dana 44 snout and hub. It's the big bearing. So Dana 44 big bearing, but with an aftermarket Chevy 6x5.5 bolt pattern hub. And we are going to use the factory, there's one right there, 2-piston caliper, and so we're going to use the factory rotor. Problem with this being a 2-wheel drive truck and not having four-wheel drive hubs like this with the size of them is this opening is not big enough. So we need to throw these in the mill and open these up, and for the very first time I'll be able to throw these on here and then actually get the correct track width for actually cycling this thing. So I kind of aborted clearancing. Well, I mean, I didn't abort, but I clearanced what I needed where the tire to go through, but I need to come in here and like finish that, get that little notch off there and all that stuff. But I really wanted the actual brakes on with the actual tires on. The other thing with putting the rotor on, I've been waiting, is I also do need to design a brake caliper bracket for off of the back of there. So got a lot of more things to do with that, but I've been really wanting to make a machining video, so that is what we're gonna do. So I have a rotor all bolted down to the table here already. It's all bolted. I've already picked the thing up, found it. I don't have it in there. Where is it? Here we go. Using an edge finder right here to find the center of that and teach the machine where that was. And then I just have a little 1/2-inch end mill in here. It's actually it's a used end mill I had. Won't focus on there. It's a little chipped up, but still has some pretty good cutting edges on it. And for the job we're doing, and for this being my first job running in this machine, figured why not put a piece of used tooling in there versus a brand new one. So I've actually been messing with this thing quite a bit. Learning quite a bit about Fadals, and there's different formats, format 1 versus format 2. Everything I was trying to do, I was doing in format 1, and I've now switched to format 2 and I think that is going to work for my needs and how I'm trying to use this thing. So very quick, none of you are probably going to really care, but format 2 is more of based off of Fanuc style controls, which is more of what I'm used to doing. So the way I'm teaching tools and teaching parts and all that type of stuff, the format 1 with the Fusion 360 post was not working. It wants to take off in a Z rapid move with format 1. Yeah, I'm probably boring all of you, but anyways, it wants to take off and it was running into my Z rapid travel. So it just was not working for how I wanted to run this machine. So I've been doing a whole bunch of reading on the internet and switched to format 2, and I loaded a program and I just started it up for the first time and it looks like it's gonna run. So I figured I'd grab the video and we're gonna fire this thing up and actually see if this thing will run on us. So let's go ahead and switch over to program, and as soon as I get, there we go. So just like that. Now, so I'm gonna pause it with my slide hold. So now it's paused, but there, what it did, it goes up to the home position, and what it was doing before was, the way I have the thing set up, it was adding my where I have my Z offset set. So I have a Z offset, a positive Z offset set to here, and for some reason with format 1 it wants to take off whatever your Z offset is before it will come down and run your program, and that yeah, it wouldn't work. So now it came up and now it just started coming straight down. So that seems to have solved that issue. So now we're gonna see, oh yeah, I have the rapid. Well, I only got one hand, so I've got the rapid turned way down, so it's going super slow. But you know what, that's okay. I don't mind it going very slow. So now with the Fadals, I normally have, I would like a distance to go, but the only way to get a distance to go number is when you hit the feed hold or the slide hold, as the Fadal calls it. You get this line here. It tells you the line that you're on and what the move it's doing. So it tells you, okay, when I hit this green button here, we're gonna keep going in Z 0.4 more inches, and then this is where we're at. So kind of gives you an indication of what's going on. So we're trying to come in here and open up this bore. I don't know if the first pass is actually going to touch. I might have, because I might have added one extra pass. So we'll hit start, and just like that, we're off and running. You can crank the feed up. I do have the feed turned down a little bit. We'll keep it down for now. This next pass, it should come up, and then we should be cutting. Yeah, just like that. We're now cutting apart. And sound-wise, it appears to be, you know, we got a little bit of an echo going on. It's not the most rigid thing. Let's see what this is, a full, yeah, it's a little heavier cut now that we cleaned up the surface. I don't know if you can even hear me, but yeah, it's running. This is it. We're machining parts at Dune Hippie Machine. Pretty rad. I don't really want to walk too far away from that, but we got beams over there. We got a machine, and we are cutting metal in it. I know it's a really old machine, but that's what makes it kind of even cooler. Actual fun fact, I think this, I actually forget the year. It's either a 92 or a 93, I don't remember. But all the parts, this cabinet, this controller itself, has a sticker inside of it. I don't want to open it up right now with it running, but it has a sticker inside of it that I found that says September 1990 was when this cabinet was actually made, and that is my month and birth year that I was born. So this cabinet right here is the exact same age as I am. So I'm not the oldest things, but we are 33 years old. So back to our part. So I've got a roughing program. It's just coming in. I think doing like 50,000 step overs. Yeah, nice and easy. I didn't want to push nothing crazy hard. We're not doing anything crazy. But we are running, and there should be a finish pass whenever we get done with the roughing passes. I think I kicked this RPM up a little bit, so we should maybe hear the RPM kick up whenever we get to that part of the code. We can, as we're running here, you can see the lines running up what we're going to be running. It doesn't give you the most amount of information, and I still don't have any coolant set up in this thing. So not running any coolant. You can get flood coolant running out of here, but these are rotors are cast iron anyway, or cast steel, cast iron, and you really don't want to be mixing coolant with that and getting that in your tank anyway. So I plan on cleaning this all out, and I don't want that getting in there because cast iron with coolant rusts very, very easily. So I'm fine with cutting this stuff dry. Got to be getting pretty close to what our size needs to be now. We're opening it up. I forget what it was. About 1.25 inches. It needs to be opened up from where it was. So overall, so radially, you know, I don't know, like 5/8 of an inch. It needs taken off. I had gone ahead and hit feed hold right there because I just wanted to get an idea kind of where we're at on size on the bore. So stuck some calipers in there and just kind of took a rough measurement, and we're going to 4.3, so we still got a little ways to go on opening them up. We'll get the thing shut the door a little bit, fire it back up. I'll get this roughed out, and then we'll come back maybe once we're on the finish pass and take a look at what we got. So that right there was our last roughing pass. I don't know if you heard it on there, but it did just pick up a little bit harder, higher RPM. Now we're spinning 2150. So this is our finish pass. We're gonna hopefully come in here. Should have left 4 thousandths on there. That's what the computer told me it did. So it is, we're feeding down in Z, 0.4 more inches. I had it down at, cutting at a 1/2 inch. So yeah, just doing a little 4 thousandths skim pass. But our overall that I programmed it to should be 4.35. That's what we needed for clearance on those new rotor, on the new hubs. So as soon as this is done, we will see what it does. I have not ran this program to completion. This is the very first time, so I'm gonna get my finger on my feed hold button just to make sure. I'm not quite sure what it's gonna do at the end of the program here. Yeah, I ended up stopping it because, yeah, I still have an issue. I got some ideas of what I think I can do to fix it, but at least now it's at the end of my program and not the beginning of my program. It's just it's some post-processor stuff. If you know machining, yeah, if you know Fadal stuff, maybe you can hit me up, but it's the M30 at the end. I'm gonna have to manually change that last line of code to tell it to stop at a different Z level position, because for some reason it's trying to go 300 thousandths no matter what I do. So in format 1, And in Format 2, I kind of still have the same issue, but at least in Format 2, it's at the end of the program, and right now I can just watch it and stop it, and or I can just manually change the last lines of the code manually in the controller. So that's not ideal. You want your post processor just to be able to post your program and hit start and go with no issues. So anyways, that's just me seating stuff. So this moment right here that I'm filming and putting on my YouTube is pretty much something I've been dreaming of for about 10 years now, of being a machinist. I've been a machinist for, I don't know, about like 15, 16 years, something like that. I really don't know. I just kind of made those numbers up. It's somewhere in the mid-teens. I'd have to actually do the math. But a long enough time that I know somewhere around 10 years ago is when I started dreaming up wanting to have my own shop and be able to make my own stuff. And this is the very first time that I'm machining parts in my own garage and taking them right over to a vehicle. I'm trying to do all this one-handed and tell you all this story, and then struggling, but man, just like that, we've accomplished our very first machining goal. We now have a rotor on our I Beam setup. So we can finally get the brakes, get the wheels on there. We can actually set track width when we're clearance and everything. The tires being bolted on there, everything, we know it's gonna be actually how it's running. So that is super cool. Thanks for checking out my videos. Thanks for watching my stuff. I definitely plan on getting into a lot more in-depth machining parts with that Fadal, but this is just kind of my learning process of getting something, what is it, 30-year-old piece of machinery figured out and getting it working how I want it to work. So super pumped on that. I know it's very simple for most, but big deal and a big moment for Dune Hippie Machine. We're gonna end this video with a little bit of GoPro of me just kind of running those parts and setting them up. But thanks for watching my videos. Appreciate it. We'll chat you next time. Peace.